Continued urbanization and population growth will require more farmland, more transportation, and even bigger ecological footprint unless we can find a more efficient way to feed the world. One intriguing solution is to give traditional agriculture a 90-degree twist into vertical farming. Hi there, I'm Tinger Hseih. I'm a travel and food content creator. I help people travel through their taste buds in the kitchen or when they're traveling. You'll find my recipes and tips on my social media channels on Dash of Ting or my website, dashofting.com. Today I'm reading The Future of Food Looks Small, Dense, and Very Bushy by Christie Wilcox from Nautilus Magazine. So let's learn how vertical farming could make agriculture more robust and sustainable. The way we live is out of balance with the way we eat. About 11% of the Earth's land area is used for agriculture. Meanwhile, 2/3 of the human population is now jammed in cities, which cover a mere 3%. Continued urbanization and population growth will require more farmland, more transportation, and even bigger ecological footprint unless we can find a more efficient way to feed the world. One intriguing solution is to give traditional agriculture a 90-degree twist into vertical farming, where crops are grown indoors in tightly stacked rows, sustained hydroponically so that they don't need dirt. A lot of food production could then be relocated to urban regions so that less wilderness would need to be converted to cropland, notes Chun Tak Kwan, a postdoctoral fellow in plant biology at Cold Spring Harbor Laboratory. The financial and ecological cost of transporting food should decrease substantially too. You can grow perishable crops near your home all year round, Kwan says, ideally leading to fresher foods with stable prices. We know that the basic concept works. Vertical farming and related forms of urban agriculture already account for a little over 15% of the world's agriculture production, according to the UN Food and Agriculture Organization. But that yield is dominated by a few crops, mostly leafy green, that grow well inside, limiting the potential for further expansion. For urban agriculture to have a meaningful impact on preserving wild habitats, the diversity of crops can then be grown indoors must increase, argues Catherine O'Sullivan, an agricultural scientist with the Commonwealth Scientific and Industrial Research Organization in Australia. Trouble is, most crops are too big and gangly to grow well in the confined spaces of vertical farming. Ramping up urban food production will therefore require changing not just how farmers grow crops, but also what they grow. Kwan decided to accept this challenge, taking tomato plants as his test case. In conjunction with his advisor, Cold Spring Harbor plant geneticist Zachary Littman, and other members of Littman's lab, he set out to determine whether it's possible to radically shrink tomato stems without compromising their fruit yield. Now he has his answer. Why, yes, it is. During a series of lab experiments, Kwan and his colleagues discovered a set of mutations that lead to shorter tomato plants that produce fruit more quickly. These plants, he realized, would be well suited for vertical farms. Then the researchers used a gene editing molecular tool called CRISPR-Cas9 to insert the mutations into a commonly grown crop, the sweet 100 cherry tomato. The result was an absurdly dense plant, roughly a quarter-meter tall and jammed with grape-like bunches of cherry tomatoes. Even better, the first cherries were ready for harvest just a little over a month after seedlings sprouted, about 2 weeks faster than the regular variety. Kwan normally stashes away the fruits of his experiments, saving the seeds to grow new plants, and when he saw that the first big cluster of tomatoes from his triple-edited plant, "I just tried it," he said. He liked it so much that he started bringing home extras for his wife to use in salads. That bounty has since expanded. He and his team have found that inserting the same genes into other tomato varieties results in similar, compact, rapidly bountiful plants. Next, he wants to see if the gene set works on additional crops in the same family, such as eggplants and peppers. Other researchers are finding ways to apply targeted genetic shrinking to completely unrelated crops as well. In 2018, Erica Marconi-Gassick and her colleagues with the New Zealand Institute for Plant and Food Research Limited in Auckland created a dwarf kiwi vine through gene editing. Instead of long climbing vines that take a few years to mature, the engineered kiwis were just a meter long at maturity and produced fruit within a year. The global appetite for kiwi fruit may be modest, but the shrinking technique could be ubiquitous. Improved lighting could further expand the yield of vertical farms. Natural sunlight is much stronger and much better than today's LED quad notes, so urban farmers will need to develop better lighting technology or else design more light efficient plants. He is starting to consider the kinds of genetic tinkering that might be required to do that. The potential payoffs go well beyond preserving and restoring wilderness. Urban agriculture could lead to reduced use of water, fertilizer, and pesticides. It could also make the food supply more robust and secure. Cities could have fresh crops from vertical farms, even if arable lands suffer major disasters, Kwan notes. Vertical farms are almost pathogen and disease free. He's even looking ahead to life in harsh environments beyond Earth. The development of vertical farming is connected to space agriculture, Kwan says. By investing in urban agriculture here, then we could be inching closer to a future of space adventurers happily dining on fresh tomato soup and garden-grown salads on Mars. Thank you for listening along, and feel free to follow me on Instagram, TikTok, YouTube at Dash of Ting, and check out my blog, dashofting.com, for recipes. Have a great day.